It's straight up sugar. You need sugar to live. Without sugar, you will die. I'm not talking about eating, Snickers bars. I'm talking about eating fruit and vegetables and all the good sugars that you need for your brain to function. But the lack of oxygen can kill brain cells. What's the percentage of oxygen in our atmosphere right now? That's kind of high, but it's close. It's about 18 to 20. One of the most important jobs on a submarine was we made our own oxygen out of seawater. We had to keep our oxygen levels around 18 to 20. I remember one time this guy was radioing the logs, meaning he wasn't checking. It dropped down to 16, and the whole submarine was kind of dopey and stupid, and that guy got in a lot of trouble. How many of you are CPR qualified? Only? Okay, a couple of you. Even if you can't, what is the rule? Even if the heart doesn't start, do you stop doing CPR? No. You don't. Because when you breathe in 18% oxygen, when I breathe out or exhale, I still have about 15 to 16% oxygen in my exhalation, or whatever you want to call it. So recycling oxygen through the victim is something that you can keep the brain alive and they can start that heart. People have known it been dead for a long time and brought back with zero problems. As far as sugar goes though, low glucose can result in convulsions, dizziness, and so forth. If you've ever seen a type 1 go low, it's a very scary, scary thing. When Anthony goes low, it scares me every time. Because he doesn't even, his blood sugar is so low, he doesn't remember it. It's only happened 2 or 3 times, but it's a scary situation. You have to see it. Like, let's pretend that all of a sudden I keeled over and I was in pain and you couldn't talk to me, and his brain has no sugar. He's got nothing. You literally have to pour juice, and he'll drink it, but he doesn't remember anything. His brain is shutting down. Okay, the blood-brain barrier. This is what's going to stop those free radicals and any kinds of poisons from entering the brain. Unfortunately, it doesn't stop things like THC and cocaine and all the illegal drugs that people abuse. It's actually transported to the brain via the blood-brain barrier. Did I tell you about the teacher who died from type 1 diabetes? His name was Greg, and he was he helped with, the kids who can't help themselves. You see those people with them? Yeah. Well, when Greg heard that Anthony was type 1, he came to me and said, hey, I'm going to teach you all about how to be a good diabetic. And he was in great shape, but he kept his sugars really, really tight, meaning that he was right in the normal range all the time, but he had a lot of lows. And he went home on a weekend, he lived alone, and apparently, I guess he just went to sleep. His sugar dropped so low, either he couldn't get up or get some sugar in him, and he just died. He just died the next day because he was out of sugar. So it was that scared the hell out of me, because it was like a month after Anthony was diagnosed. I said, is this going to happen to Anthony? It's very rare, but it can happen. It was a sad day. Okay, you don't need to write any of this down because we already talked about it in spinal cord, with the exception of the skull instead of the vertebral column. Cranial meninges protect our brain. Same meninges that are in the spinal cord. And lastly, cerebrospinal fluid is your shock absorber for your brain. It circulates, keeps the brain, keeps electrolytes and other biochemicals where they're supposed to be. It takes away nutrients, or delivers nutrients or new fluids. And that's in the brain. Here's a zombie menu. Supper, breakfast, lunch, snack, and 11sies. Mr. Lee had a ton of 11sies was. I've never heard of that. Did you guys heard of that? Yeah. It's what you ate at 11 o'clock at night. I doubt we're not going to do any more central nervous until we come back. Think about who your shark members are. Check 22 tomorrow for chapter 9. How are you late?